to mate. So he has to have a lot of energy for that, and as I say, he needs to also have the energy for fighting off any rivals for the territory and anything along those lines as well. Even hyenas, to steal away the kill, they'll also use that energy to defend that as well, or other lions to defend their kill. So for those of you who are just joining us, we've got the two white rhino here. Very easy to tell white and black, not from obviously the colour, but if you have a look at the mouth shape, it's a very wide mouth shape, and that's for eating grass. The black rhino have a hooked lip, and they pull down the branches and eat the leaves. Now to look at them, they don't look intelligent. I'm sorry to say, but they don't look an intelligent animal. And when I used to go to the zoo, I was like, okay, rhino, nice looking animal, but I prefer my cats. After working with them, I've realized they are incredibly intelligent. They actually learned how to open their gate and the bolt with the horn, and they could open this gate just by using the horn. It sounds like one of them's got a very bad wind back there. Before she were a little bit far away, but it does sound like he's got a bit of bad wind there. And I think the other vehicle might just be downwind from it. Quite interesting. But they also recognize people, and they could be at the bottom of the field, and you could call them, and their ears would pick up, they would look up, and they'd actually come up to the top of the field where you were, and they need that tactile communication. And if you watch, especially two rhinos or a group of rhinos, they'll actually rub against each other. It'll be quite interesting to see what this one does now. But they do rub against each other, and it's almost as if they do need tactile communication. Okay, this one looks like a little male. And they would actually come up to the top of the field and lift their leg up, and you could actually tickle right underneath the leg, and it looks like it's very thick skin. It is thicker than ours, but it's also they feel extremely well with that skin, and if there's a biting insect, they will be able to feel it. Say underneath the leg especially, it's like velvet. It is very, very smooth. He's having a nice scratch there, hey? And especially in the folds of the skin as well, it will be very smooth skin, and that's why they need to wallow in the mud to keep it in good condition. They'll moisturize the skin, they'll protect it from those biting insects as well, and if there's any ticks on them in those areas which are hard to reach and scrape off those ticks, they will then have the mud on there, it will dry and fall off once they start moving around. It will also keep them nice and cool as well. Now I would say, just from the size of the other one, that is also another male. So it looks like we've got a small bachelor group here, and it is very normal for rhinos, young rhinos especially, to form a bachelor group, because they'll be around 10 years old when they hold on to a territory, and they'll be about around 7 or 8 when they mature. So they'll have a couple of years before they'll be able to hold on to a territory, and that's just to give them a little bit more of a growth. He's really enjoying that scratch, hey? And I bet that's probably a very well used rubbing post, and they'll have their favourite spots. And I've actually seen rhinos change almost a 90-degree turn to go to one of their favourite rubbing spots. And they really are routine animals. That's another thing I picked up in the zoo especially. They don't like any change in routine whatsoever. So as long as you don't change their routine, they're quite happy. And if you get to learn the routine, it should help you to find the animals, especially if they're doing the same routine daily. Then they may change for whatever reason during the seasons or for the following week to find fresh food, that sort of thing. But during these years, when they're in the bachelor group, they'll learn how to fight, defend themselves, and also obviously it's safety in numbers as well. And the dominant male in the area will allow subordinate males to come through, as long as they are subordinate. So as long as they show submission, he will allow them to cross through the territory. I must admit, it always amazed me that day those rhinos worked out how to open that door. And we actually had to have a little clip put over the bolt to stop them opening the bolt to the gate. That's one animal you don't want walking around the zoo by itself. I just see it might actually go and sit right on top of the other rhino there. And as I say, it does seem to be that they like that tactile. And it was 2 males that we had. We had a small bachelor group. And wherever they were in the field, they'll be side by side eating. Pretty much like you see rhinos when they're in a crash or herd. See that? He's going to go and sit right next to him. Look. There we go. Now, do you need me to move slightly?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yep. Okay, I'm just going to move, just try and get you a nice shot again.